Okay, here we are today at Cold Spring RC Raceway, on the on-road side. Okay, there's the off-road side. And Joseph here basically just got into the on-road side of things, and he just go all out. He go from having an RTR Serpent 411 to now having the Serpent X20. This hot pink body is actually pretty sexy. It's pretty bright. He's liking it. So today we're going to talk about his experience with the car, the first time on the track, and also what RC equipment did he actually buy for this build. So check out the video. Okay, his first one. It's going to be his first one.
$20.3 $17.7
So Joseph, how is your feeling on the first ever on the track run?
I like it, it's awesome.
Something completely different than your 411?
Night and day difference.
Night and day different?
Yep.
Okay man, that's cool.
2 hours later.
Okay, so now after a few hours of practice and some accident, we are going on the track again. Let's see what is the progress.
17.3
Uh-oh.
17.8
Oh, driving much better. The line is a lot more tight. The car go a lot more straight. Everything look good.
15.4 17.1
Oh no!
15.2
It's okay. Car keep going.
17.3
Oh shit! Almost took out somebody. So basically, after today's practice, I think Josephine is pretty happy with the car. Now, with today's, we got into some accident. We have some broken arm over here. He broke an arm because the thermal cutoff on the Just Stock ESC was on, and it was getting a little bit too hot, and a thermal cut in the end of the straightaway, and someone crashed into him. So with the broken arm over here, we have to just replace it, and then he keep going. Now he was only able to get roughly about 2 to 3 pack of battery of practice, but it seems like the car is holding up. So to go over the equipment that he used for this is he went ahead and chose an expensive chassis for his second car. It's the Serpent X20. And then the next to go over is that he decided to get a Trintiy X Factor because he wanted to be relatively fast for 17.5. He had the just stock XR10 ESC, and the ESC was from his 411, and he took it and we swapped it over to this car. And then he also had this Futaba T3 PV radio. It's super cheap, but just for him to get by for now, he chose to keep this radio. He ended up going with the Xpert Servo. The Xpert Servo, this is not the most cheapest or not the most expensive, but it's relatively cheap with it being a digital brushless servo. So it's around 70 bucks, I think, on aiming. And then he also decided to get the IP7000 battery, which is a great deal. It's I think it's $65 on the website, which is quite cheap for this C rating and also the milliamp of a battery. It's also 270 gram, which is actually quite light. And then of course he got his Bittydesign body pink, painted all up, super dial, and it's back in white, so it's pretty sharp. Anybody can see it. You know, even though the guy who crashed him in the end of the straightaway didn't see it because it stopped, but it's okay, no problem. You know. So yeah, and then of course one of the things that he also got was the fan. That was really important because today was super hot. So without the fan, maybe he would have burned the motor. So in the end, I think it's pretty good. The car survived, and he was able to get relatively, I would say, not a full-on professional package, but then it's good enough for him to do a club race. So I think this is a very good starting setup. You know, you can go with a cheaper car chassis for starting in the RC on the on-road side of things, racing-wise, club race-wise. But I would say in the end, the ESC, the motor, everything is roughly within the $100 range, and then everything come out to be quite drivable of you know, on-road experience. Okay, so let's hear what Josephine have to say about the car now. What do you think overall?
It's a great car. I came from a 411. Yeah, I think it's a night and day difference. The car is not as loose. I think the handling's much better, and I think this gives me a lot more room to grow and grow on my skill.
Awesome. So before you did some off-road, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is technically your first competition level on-road car.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So what do you think about the 17.5 speed? You think it's good enough? Or
I think that's perfect for me right now. I think modified would be a little too much overkill.
Okay.
So I think I'd have a better experience, a better learning experience with the 17.5.
Yeah.
So.
Good. Cool. Awesome, man. So let's get more practice going, and so next time I hope you get faster and faster. And of course, next time you can get AMB, which is the lap counter, so you can hear some of your lap time.
Okay, my laps.
Yep.
All right.
So at the end of the day, I was able to drive Joseph's car just to test it out to see how good is the car. Now his car was built by one of his friends, and he basically just used the box stock setup, which is the box stock shock oil, box stock diff oil, and I went over with his car. I just keep the camber in the front to 1 and then the back 2, 3 degree of toe in, and so forth. It's just the basic setup. And the car, basically, when I test drive this in this video right now, is relatively easy to drive. Now,
the car, it pushes a little bit. It doesn't have the steering that to go for the crazy lap time, but the car is pretty good out of the box. The speed is pretty fast. For 17.5, it's quite fast, and it seems like the ESC is not, like because it's cheap or anything, or the battery because it's cheap. It's not really the factor that limit the speed of the car. The car have the speed. Now, for the handling wise, of course, with minor tuning and setup change, the car will be much better. So yeah, I hope you guys like the video, and I would really like to just continue to help out the guys over here at the Coral Spring track, and to get more people into the RC over here. And I will have some links in the bottom of the video where he bought the stuff, all the equipment, so you guys can check out what he buy and where he buy it, so you can build your own car. Now also, if you like the video, please give a thumbs up and hit the like button. So I would say for the next time, hopefully we make another cool video again in the future. See you.